Hello, everybody. I'm Jerry Willis. Two very different visions for the country today, pitched by President Obama and Mitt Romney. The issue, energy. President Obama in Iowa to push wind power and touting a new government report showing growth in the industry, while Mitt Romney focuses on an industry the Obama administration would like to kill, coal. But do either of these plans realistically do anything for the country? Jonathan Collegio, Director of Communications for American Crossroads, and Nick Loris, Policy Analyst for the Heritage Foundation, join me now. This is interesting, Jonathan. I'll start with you. This war of words going on today. You know, Mitt Romney has been very critical of the wind energy tax credit. He wants to pull it away, but there are Republicans who like it. What is this going to mean to voters, and particularly in Iowa, a swing state?
Well, behind this ideological issue of whether or not we should have renewable energy, wind and solar, or fossil fuel energy, coal and oil, and so on and so forth, there is a process issue behind this, because every year at the end of the year, Congress passes this kind of patchwork of tax fixes, the R&D tax credit, you know, things like the AMT fix, and this windmill tax credit has come into part of this, unfortunately. What happens is they kick it off to the end of the year. The lawmakers are able to juice the industries for campaign contributions before they pass it, and that's what this wind energy thing has fallen into. We're not really debating it so much on the merits of wind energy versus coal, but rather whether or not the politicians will be able to raise money off of
Nick,
this.
to you, here's what amazes me about this tax credit. It supports some 30% of the industry's costs. 30%. Who gets away with that? One tax credit. No wonder people are angry about it. What do you say? Should people who want to get into the wind energy business, should they pay their own way, or should, taxpayers have to pay part of the bill?
You're absolutely right. They should pay their own way, as should every energy source. We have a robust energy demand in this country, and the ones that can produce energy for the lowest cost without subsidies should be the ones providing us with low-cost, affordable energy, because energy is the lifeblood of our economy. So why not have the low-cost, affordable energy be there, and those that are uneconomical and can't survive without subsidies should fall by the wayside?
All right. Well, that low-cost energy supply is obviously coal. It supports most of electricity generation in this country, a large proportion of it at least. Jonathan, when you look at that, the president really has targeted coal. He wants to stop its production, essentially. He's using EPA regulations to do it. Do you think voters will decide, hey, I'm going to make a vote based on how the president is treating coal?
Two things have to happen. First, the industry has to make the case that jobs will be lost. And the second thing, consumers really need to know that this is going to mean higher prices for them. When energy prices are low, it's a boon to the economy, not only for the consumer who's paying less and then gets to spend more at a restaurant or on flowers or on vacations, that type of thing, but also for manufacturers. I toured a paper factory in Northwest Oregon a number of years ago, and they actually had to lay off a bunch of people one summer because the energy costs were too high for them to make payroll. They didn't have this flexibility to be able to just raise prices and pass them along. So this really does create jobs. It really does harm consumers with regard to prices, and that's the message that the industry and I think Republicans have to put forward.
Absolutely right. And Nick, to you, Mitt Romney was in Ohio today where they've closed 6 coal-fired plants due to these new EPA regulations. Here's what Romney said.
One promise he kept was with regard to energy. He said if he's elected president and policies get put in place, the cost of energy would skyrocket. That's what he's kept. He also said you can go out and build a new coal plant if you want, but if you do, you'll go bankrupt. That's another promise he's intent on keeping.
Well, and Nick, to you, the cost of complying nationally with those new coal regulations from the EPA, some $9.6 billion. A lot of these plants are going to close. You study this all the time. What's it going to mean for Americans?
It's not great, obviously, and he's right. When you take away our largest provider of electricity, prices are going to necessarily skyrocket, and it's not just the Environmental Protection Agency. There's a lot of regulations coming down on coal mining as well, and this is destroying jobs. It's raising the cost of energy, and we've been fortunate a little bit that this glut of natural gas has helped stave off some of the economic devastation as a result of these regulations, but we need to have a competitive energy market, and we shouldn't be unnecessarily driving out coal production.
Jonathan, to you, the president says he has an all-of-the-above energy plan. True or false?
It reminds me of like the little kid who says he'll eat anything, but all he wants to eat at the kitchen table are the chicken nuggets and the pizza. He doesn't want all of the above. He doesn't want coal. He wants to tax oil and gas out of existence. He wants very, very specific things. He wants his little chicken nuggets that he likes to eat, and he doesn't want all the other things that are really good for the economy.
Such a great way to put it. I love that. All right, Nick, you know, I almost missed this story yesterday, but the Interior Secretary, Ken Salazar, announced new drilling in AMR, some 23 million acres. That he's opening up. What's going on here? Is this just an election year ploy, or, you know, has the Obama administration changed its mind?
No, they haven't changed their mind. It's a little bit of where we're already drilling, and if he were sincerely into opening up access to drilling, he would have opened up the Virginia coast. He would be more aggressive off the coast of Alaska. You have two Democratic senators who are supportive of drilling off the Virginian coasts, because they understand the economic benefits and that it can be done in an environmentally sensible manner. So, no, this is partly election year politics and trying to appease both sides, but at the same time, his record on oil and gas production is quite clear.
All right, and it's not that good, I think is what you're saying. Jonathan, to you, I want to switch it up a little bit here. Our own Britt Hume had a chance to interview Paul Ryan today. I want you to respond to something the congressman had to say. Here he is.
Here's the issue. What President Obama is trying to do with his Medicare plan is he's trying to count a dollar twice. He's trying to suggest that these Medicare cuts can help Medicare. It doesn't, because he's taking those dollars from Medicare to spend on Obamacare. We prevent that from happening in the House budget. But let's be clear here, Britt. I am on the Romney ticket, and what Mitt Romney is proposing is to repeal all of Obamacare.
So, Jonathan, the reaction to Ryan is amazing to me in the media. It's like we're comparing him to Reagan. You know, he is, you know, his workout habits are being examined. It's really interesting. He seems to be this, you know, hot star right now. Can he maintain it, and will he make a big difference to the ticket?
Well, a couple of things. Firstly, he really does have a lot of big ideas, and I think that basically the message from the Romney campaign to the Obama campaign is to put up or shut up. If you're going to criticize putting together a big plan for the fiscal future of the country, you're going to criticize a big plan to put costs under control for Medicare and entitlements, and you yourself are not going to have a plan to put on the table, then put up or shut up. Stop criticizing until you have a plan. And I think that that's the case that they're going to be making over the next couple of months, and I think that they're making it well.
Well, you know, maybe we get back to talking about actual policy and problems and how to make life better for Americans. That would be a shocker. Jonathan and Nick, thanks for coming in tonight. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, meanwhile, Obama and Biden, or Romney and Ryan, presidential teams